Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes. The mic was off. I had to push the button. That new mic where you guys can hear me everywhere. Okay, so if you guys wouldn't mind going and checking out the room you were in, tell everybody I was here. Please, please, please. I am so sorry for getting these technical things done, but how cool will it be when we can simulcast to Facebook and YouTube at the same time? And then for me personally, uh, I'll be able to take the video I do in a live, StreamYard records it and re-upload it as a regular video with a new header and whatever, and it helps build the channel because people come to a channel, they don't look for lives, they look for regular videos. And so I've got to do this to be able to build the channel up, right? So a couple things, I was trying to get ready for this. I seem to be falling behind even though my table's nicely set up. I'm going to get some jars out here. We were live streaming to Facebook on my color art by Leslie Ohnstad business page. It's not working right now, sadly. Only it did work today, but only if I was going to sit and do a podcast, like face on podcast. So now we got to figure out how to turn the camera around. That's just going to be one more thing to learn. You do a live stream, Audra. So do you use StreamYard as a streaming product, as to manage your stream? I'd be curious to talk to you about that afterwards. All right, so we are going to go over the Purely Pigments again. We're going to play with a few of them in there. Yeah, love technology. We only have so much time. So right now it is 9:37. I'm going to go till 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Is the volume up on my second device? You can't hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me? Or is it too loud? Yesterday, everybody said it was really great. They could hear me perfectly. So I don't know how to adjust the volume on this thing. But you have sound. You're hearing me twice. That's you, Catherine. That's on your end. If you're hearing me twice, then there's something you have open. Maybe you've got your computer open and the phone. All right, keep me posted on the time. I want to be done somewhere between 11 and 11:05. If we run over 5 minutes, that's fine. But the point of today is to have a big party, to put more awareness to our Carnival of Colors, our educational events. In this particular case, it's the spring Carnival of Colors, and to get more exposure to our wonderful, talented affiliates. All those pieces yesterday blew my mind. By the way, I should have made that one of the questions. What company did Taslima get that koi fish from? And if I could remember the name of it, I didn't write it down myself, but I love that company. I've been thinking about buying from them. Now, if you notice, Luna, you have a wrench next to your name. John has a wrench next to him. Casey, you should have a wrench next to your name. I don't see it, but I know I made you a mod. I went through and made some mods this morning and then called John to see if he'd help me with the questions because we've got prizes today. And last time we did it, I kind of did it on the fly. This time I have specific questions, specific gifts. And then you will be emailing me saying I won. I'm going to give you a code to put in your shipper box, right? To go along with the gift that you have won. So, and the one thing about these gifts, they go with a pending order. We're not just going to send you some prizes in the mail. The next time you place an order, I'm Patty S on my laptop and hope that counts. Everything counts. Everything you guys do counts to me. I'm so excited to be here. You know, yesterday I didn't really show. We didn't really have time. That big old piece that I did, and I ended up taking some of that Vivid Intense Indigo Blue Black and kind of touched up the edges. Not exactly sure if it's done. Casey, I think you were kidding, Casey, when you said put a tattoo ink thing on the top of it and be done with it. Actually, what I'd like to do is trace some uh, leaves, I mean, not leaves, branches, and make it look like you're looking through branches at that wild color up in the sky. I don't know, there's people asking questions. There is a member group. It's up there. I haven't gotten everybody in. We can worry about that afterwards, but there is a group. It's called the Art of Color. There's one called Art of Color, open for everybody, and then one called Art of Color Club. So get a hold of me afterwards, and we'll work on that. But we're not going to be able to do that during this very short time that we have to play together. Now, I do have a practice canvas. A lot of people have talked about cost of canvases, and real quick, I want to say there's a company called Wholesale Art and Frames, and they have such great prices on bulk canvases. You can get 5 packs, 10 packs, 20 packs. They also have really great, you'd think they're cheap because they're super thin, 5/8 inch canvases at such a great price. They don't have every single size in the 5 inch, but the cool thing is I was able to get 20. Now, this is an 11 by 14. This is the perfect size to do a small project up here. I got 20 11 by 14s and 20 16 by 20s. They were delivered to my doorstep, $135 for all of them with shipping. 20 11 by 12s, and 12 by 14s. And I'm surprised even how tight the thing is. So, Wholesale Art and Frames, I love buying canvases from them. You have to wait. Those are all those ones that most of them in my garage. That's where they came from, John. I had done a FaceTime with John and Kathleen McGee and Sherry. Okay, so anyway, first question. Okay, first question. What is the difference between primary elements and resin art? Hi, Lori Miller from New Jersey. This is so great to see you, sweetheart. What is the difference? There actually is a price. So we have primary elements and resin art. Actually, normally the resin art comes in a bigger jar, so you can actually see the resin art label. Do you know the difference between primary elements and resin art? Okay, Patty's saying PE can be used in acrylic and resin. Resin art is just for resin. Well, I'll be damned, John. She got the answer, but she got the answer even more complete. Interesting enough. That is correct. Patty, I'm going to put your name down here because she's right. Primary Elements color base is specifically designed for acrylic, right? Because it's a water-soluble color and it cleans up with soap and water, okay? And resin art is designed, the color base is only compatible with epoxy. But there is a caveat, and thank you, Patty, because she gave us the complete answer. If you take Vivid Art Fluid, and it's an acrylic emulsion, it's like skim milk, there's no thickener in it at all, and you pre-dissolve your primary elements in the Vivid Art Fluid, okay? Yes, we know, Casey, that we're not talking about alcohol inks right now, but she's right. You can make the resin art in alcohol inks. Everybody's so excited about sharing the information we know. She's right. So, Casey's right. But first things first, 2 parts primary elements, about 1 part Vivid Art Fluid, just enough in there to get it dissolved, break all that color down. And our browns and reds have big chunks of color in them. Primary Elements is not a mica powder, it is a dry paint system. Both of these are the only dry paint systems I know in existence in the world where someone actually takes the color and bind it with the sparkle to make a dry paint system. You can will this to your great grandchildren. The whole reason why I made these things was no shelf life. But guess what you win, Patty? You win an 8-ounce bottle of Vivid Art Fluid for getting that correct, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to email me and say, hey, I'm Patty. I won the Vivid Art Fluid. Here is on my email address, right? I'm going to give you a little code to put in the shipper box along with that. They're going to have a list that Patty won the Vivid Art Fluid. The shippers will have this, and then this will be added to your next order, sweetheart. So good, good. And by the way, we were out of this for weeks. So I know Casey's right on, baby, because she's the next thing I would have said is resin art does clean up with alcohol, and Casey's correct. If you actually take resin art, mix it in the alcohol, you can get an alcohol ink effect. And they're sparkling. So ding, 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 ding. Casey's right. Thank you for sharing extra information. Patty is right. And oh, actually, you know what? This is interesting. The gift for knowing the difference was the delphinium. The gift for understanding how you mix it in, it was the art fluid. So I'm going to send you a bottle of art fluid, and I'm going to send you a bottle of the delphinium, because you actually answered both questions at once, which means I'm going to have to come up with a 10th question on the fly, John, so everybody gets their goodies. So Patty is going to get a jar of the delphinium and the Vivid Art Fluid, right? Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys, and I think I'm going to have to show this, flip the camera over. Yesterday, I was playing with the river rock and showing you what happens when you're mixing it in blue mica, whether mixing it in green mica, how different they look. And this was put in the violet mica. It's a little bit darker, harder to see. Yes, she answered both questions without realizing it. Way to go, sweetheart. And then everybody wanted to see the swamp monster mixed up and dried. Since this was done in epoxy, you can really see what these little puppies look like. Yeah, the river rock is such a pretty color. But see how the difference in that is. Okay, so next question. How many particulate sizes do we have in the blinging interference? How many particulate sizes do we have in the blinging interference? Michelle D, I think she's the first one to say 3. John, can you verify? Oh, everybody. Wow, look at everybody knowing the answer. I'm so stinking proud of you. Now, one thing to be sure, I forgot to warn everybody, make sure you're in live chat and not in the top chat, okay? So first person to answer that was Michelle D. Michelle D, you just won yourself a jar of abalone shell. And we're going to make it a 60 ml jar of abalone shell. So it'll be in this size jar full of abalone shell. Let me write this down. She's getting a 60 abalone. Michelle D with my little Sharpie here. And Patty S. I can't believe you got those first 2 questions. Bang, bang. That means I feel like I'm penetrating with information. People are actually listening. My God. You know, you wonder, because when you're sitting here, you know, demonstrating on camera, and yeah, I now get a chance to actually see your comments on the tablet. It's not what did Audra miss out on? Mine was first. Now, was that on top chat or live chat? Audra, I want to make sure you're in live chat. Everybody look at the chat box at the top. Make sure you're in live chat. Okay, and all messages. Yeah, Casey's right. Let's make sure everybody's in here. I'm going to ask a question that's not necessarily going to be a gift. Okay, what day is it? And that way we can see who's typing it in first. What day of the week is today? What day is it? I'm just testing the chat to make sure it's coming up front. So if right now, if you're in live chat, you should see Sharon McCabe say Sunday, May 5th. Joan says Sunday. Patty says Sunday. Audra, you came after Opal on the list. I just want to make sure that everybody is in that live chat. I apologize in advance for not asking you to do that first, okay? Now, There's 3 particulate sizes that I show on camera. Yes. What are the names? What are the names of the 3 particulate sizes that I use in the interference? And I'm going to get them out here so I can kind of do a little show and tell. A good one? Okay. Okay. 3 interferences. Catherine Meffert's pretty close. And I do keep calling it interference. The closest so far, fine, medium, and large, that's kind of true, actually. Fine, diamond, and sparkle. Yeah, Connie Gray, I think, got the fine, diamond, and sparkle, but whoever said that first has a point because I'm always calling, I think it was Mefford, I'm always calling it interference, sparkle, and diamond. Uh-oh, they're going to make me plug in my phone already. I can't believe we're going to run out of juice here. So it looks like we actually have 2 because I keep calling it interference. All right, I have a feeling I'm going to have to plug in my phone, you guys. I hate to do this to you. Give me a minute. Actually, but that means I have to take the microphone off. The microphone is dependent upon this little thing that goes on the end. You guys are all laughing at me. That's fine. I'm going to get up and plug in the phone. I have no choice to put the power cable in. I am not going to have this broadcast go down right in the middle of the broadcast. Now, I know you can hear me over here as I'm trying to find something that I can plug this sucker into. And man, I cannot believe technical challenges in the last couple days. So I hope you guys can still hear me. And then I'm walking in here getting something that I can grab. I did not think I needed to do this, but it looks like I do. And I was planning on painting today a little bit. We may or may not be able to pull that off. I think the most important thing is that we get this broadcast done, we get all our goodies and prizes out, and if I can't use the microphone, oh well. Yeah, believe it or not, in the middle of the night, my phone was 100% juice. And now I'm getting a low battery warning. So I'm plugging in something that I can get this cable into. Bear with me. I must say, when you're doing lives, dear God, no. It is really not going to work for me. Okay, let's get this plugged in. I cannot believe the technical challenges. Fairy Art Mother did say I probably need to get a new phone. I'm determined not to have to get a new phone. But I sure hope you guys can still hear me. I'm coming back now. Got this cable getting ready to hook up to my phone here. And hopefully we're still on. And the power did not go out. Yes, looks like we're still on. Looks like you guys are still with me. I just can't risk having the power go out. So the microphone is going to go off right now. I'm going to unplug this thing. John and I tested it, and for some reason the power cable did not fit into this microphone. I'm going to try it one more time. But John, you and I tried this umpteen times. Yeah, let's see. Oh, we did, John. It let me put it in there. Wow, it let me put it in there. Can you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me? Sparkle's here. My plug receptacle. Okay, for some reason, my live stopped on my tablet. Someone's giving me suggestions. Now you can still hear me. Fabulous. Okay, so we're actually plugged in. Hopefully the juice does it. And you got me loud and clear. Okay, I was going to show you the 3 differences. Okay, so technically Kathleen Mefford did answer it correctly only because I keep calling it interference. But Connie, I believe, John, you're going to have to scroll back and look. Connie actually did the fine sparkle and diamond, where Kathleen Mefford just called it interference. And I call it interference all the time. So I'm going to give both of you guys the answer there. Now, if someone before Connie came in, someone can help verify that for me. Okay. And, because I'm going to take responsibility for how much I keep calling it interference. And here's why they look like. Oh, good. Someone's going to give me some information on how to clean my stuff up. Okay. I keep calling it interference, but technically it is the, oops, my glove thingy's over the way, is the fine interference, right? Super fine interference gives you really super duper coverage. The sparkle is the next size up. Real sparkly, right? Okay. And then the diamond is even larger, right? So both, let's see, Connie and Kathleen Mefford, which, by the way, I don't know if you ever got your spoons, Miss Mefford. Hopefully. If not, we need to get you your spoons. You guys are both going to get a jar of the Violet Diamond. Violet Diamond is going to Connie Gray. Everybody's names is going on here. Connie Gray. I think I got Connie's last name right. Can you recommend a good palette for peacock colors? You mean turquoises? And then Mefford. Well, yeah. What do you mean a peacock palette? What do you mean by that? Colors that, well, I have so many colors in my line that give you turquoises. As a matter of fact, there's a color in the Purely Pigments called, what did you ask for? The Perfect Peacock Palette? Is that what you asked for? Guess what? Who asked that question? Stephanie, you're not going to believe it. Perfect Peacock. There's a color called Perfect Peacock in the Purely Pigments line. This, I think, was in set 1. This came in the original set of the Purely Pigments. So yes, okay. There is a way to do that. All right, so next question. By the way, in the primary element line, there's also the peacock feather. I love that color. Okay. So John reminded me this morning that I have it up on my website. I used to say it a lot in the original videos. Okay. What does interference coating do? What is its purpose? When you mix it in the paint, what does it do? You guys hear me say it all the time. Jean Hallett, bend the light. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, and you're right, but and she's correct. It interferes with the light waves and changes the way you see the color. That's why when we're looking at these 2 colors here, you can see this looks like blue and this has the green. Okay, guess what? Who is it that just said that? Who's the first person to say bend the light, John? Who was the first person to say bend the light? And that was a name that was new to me. Let me look up there. This is live. Yes, Kim, this is live. Jean Hallett, you just won a set of spoons. You won a set of mixing spoons, okay? So Jean Hallett, her gift is the measuring spoons. By the way, John is so organized, he asked me to send him the list of the questions and the gifts in advance. I'm like, you really think I'm that organized? Really? Really? Okay, now here's the thing, guys. This is going to come with your next order. So John will post my email address on there. You guys are going to email me. I'm going to send you a little message to put in the gift in the shipper box underneath where you put your shipping address when you're making an order. There's a little box to the shipper. So you're going to put in, it's going to be something like Carnival Colors, May 5th. That's probably going to be the easiest. Then your name and what you won. And the shipping department's going to have the same thing. John just posted my email address up there. So Jean, you got yourself, good. You have an order pending. That'll make it even better, okay? If you got an order pending, then I can add this on. Make sure when you email me, remind me of that. And the spoons are here in my cruise across town. So depending upon how long your order is going to take, it may be Thursday when I get the spoons to them if I can't get a hold of them sooner. That's the only thing. The crew does not have the spoons at the office. I'm the one with the extra spoons. I have found when you're watching on the PC, there isn't lag. You think there's lag? Really, Luna? That's interesting. Okay, somebody asked a question. I need some of those mixing spoons. No, I get these on Amazon. It's a little 5-piece set. I can put the link in this live feed afterwards. And they're like $9.95. And it goes from a quarter all the way down to 1/64th of a teaspoon. It's pretty amazing. Okay. 1/64th of a teaspoon. I just happen to have several new sets here. And I know that it's a handy thing to have around. And some people don't like measuring it, but if you're actually measuring it, you're not overloading your pigments. And sometimes overloading too much mica can get them. Oh, yours are heavy? I can send you the link, Sandy. They're $9.95. They're also, if you notice, some of them are square and round. These have that oval shape to them. I kind of like the oval shape of the spoon. Right. All right. So what is the, ooh, and I'm going to get to play with some color here to do this. All right. All right. What if I want to, I'm going to put a little varnish in here first, get some color going. And I really am bad. I got to make sure I measure the varnish. I love my Jo Sonja varnish. It's not the cheapest material in the world. Oh, you guys can't see me. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now? Hazel, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Because if you can hear me, then Hazel, that's your in, sweetheart. That's not us. But yeah, they're hearing me. All right. So let's, I'll just go straight to a pretty color called Vibrant Aqua. We haven't played this one in a while. Okay, everybody's hearing me. Perfect. Sorry, Hazel, honey. Try to turn your volume up. 5, 6, there's 6 drops of Vibrant Aqua in here. Okay. And I really do have this thing for varnish. I love playing with a varnish. I think it's because it magnifies the color. As soon as you put it in regular acrylic, it kind of gets milky, right? All right. So if I want to, I'm going to go with a blue tone on this. So where's my interference blue? So here's my interference blue. And because I'm going to make just a small little cup, I'm going to a 1/16 of a teaspoon. They call this a pinch. Yeah, resin and varnish magnifies the color. As soon as you put it in acrylic, it kind of is milky. It's very subtle. So there's a 1/16 of a teaspoon of the interference fine. Thank you. I need to be very careful about that. You guys are right about that. And then here's a 16th of a teaspoon of the sparkle, the medium-sized flake, right? Beautiful aqua. This is going to make a gorgeous aqua color. Definitely one I want to write home about. Now, you know why I like to put it in the varnish first. Look how pretty that is. But as soon as I add a little polypore, shake my polypore up here, it will get milky. I'm not going to put too much in. This is part of the next question, okay? So here is a turquoise. Really pretty color, okay? I think I like it on my swatch paper. I have a swatch paper here. Okay, not a bad color. Ooh, that's watercolor paper. Didn't mean to put that on there, but here's a swatch of it, right? What if I wanted to make this darker? What if you want to deepen a turquoise? Now, this is your question. My polypore is so thick, just warm it up, hold it between your hands for a little while. I actually prefer my acrylics on the thicker side. Okay, so the answer was, ha! Who's Terra Traster? Now, Luciana got it right. She had phthalo blue, but it's phthalo blue red shade. Now, yes, red shade blue, red shade blue, red shade blue. You can also use a red violet, but that's still considered red shade blue. So let's prove that point. Now, I prefer to do it in the vivid intense, but what if I only had the purely pigments, right? And I needed to tone that color down with a red shade blue, all right? Well, yeah, well, we did discuss it. Well, I know we discussed it with the red, with the taking the red. Yes, Tara is the winner, okay? And wait till she finds out which she's going to get. Okay, I'm actually using the purely pigments only because I cannot find my bottle of phthalo blue red shade on my table. Okay, and it looks like this little thing came off. Now, Lisa, we don't like using black because black actually is, Lisa suggested black, and that is what most typical people will say, Lisa. That's the first instinct. The challenge, though, is black is a shade. It takes color out. And the last thing we want to do is make our color richer, not, no, Georgiana, they don't. I'm terrible at having written instructions. You've got a good point there. Someday we'll get someone to help me with some written instructions. That's why I'm doing these lives 3 days a week to kind of teach you guys, okay? So there's a couple different methods of adding it in. Typically, my instinct, because I have everything here, I can take vivid intense, and you have to go with me and imagine this is red shade blue. It's not. And I could put a couple drops, right? But if I don't have it and I only have my purely pigments, what am I going to do? Now, what did you miss? A few prizes being given away here. We're having a pop quiz and prizes. Okay. So in one of the videos I showed you, a whole drop of this is too darn strong. Sorry, I've only got 10% left. It's a good thing we only have less than an hour to go. We'll see how long it lets me do this. That's why we're going to run through all the prizes first. Okay, one way to do it is you can put a little color on that, but that's a lot of color on that wooden stick. To me, that's still too much color. Another way is just tap. See, now that's too much color. See how much color gets on there and tapping it? It's not even a full drop, okay? So which one do I think has the most? Which one am I going to use? To me, this is really going to turn this dark. That's an awful lot. I didn't want to put that much in there. But let's take the phthalo blue red shade. And I'm going to have to probably scrape it off this stick because it's on that spoon there, right? Oh, wow, it's still on that spoon. Yes. But this is what you're going to do on your own table. You don't want to put too much in. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. Okay, that deepened it a little bit. The one that I have some on my stick here. So we see what happens here. Very subtle. It's giving me a very subtle shift and change. Again, I can always add more. So I'll add one more little tap to this. See, now that's a whole drop, guys. That's a whole drop. So I'll prove to you, if you put a whole drop in, or at least this looks like a half a drop, now look at how dark that turquoise is compared to the original one that we had. Here's the original color. Get these things off my table. And then let's put some of that color here. Of course, I don't know how much you're going to see this, but like two completely different colors by adding that phthalo blue red shade. Now, who is the first person to answer correctly? Tara? Traster? Yes, she said too much will change it. Tara, guess what? You just earned yourself a 4-ounce bottle of phthalo blue vivid red shade by Vivid Intense. Okay, John, we're going to write that down. She's just won herself a 4-ounce bottle of phthalo blue red shade Vivid Intense. Okay. Woohoo! Okay, and you can actually see a little bit makes a difference. Look at all these colors. Look at the difference between these two. This actually looks like a blue turquoise. This looks a little bit more greeny, right? Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. But remember, you're going to send me a message. You're going to email me. John's going to put that email up there, right? And woohoo, right? And send me a message. I'll give you that little Carnival of Color code. And in your next order, you're going to put that in there and you'll get a full 4-ounce bottle. Oops, I just got color all over my gloves. Sorry, I have to get this off. I picked up the bottle and you see my hand? That is pure color all over that. If I even try to pick up something else, I'm going to turn it all blue. That's phthalo blue red shade all over my hand. So give me a minute. Get my hand rinsed off. Wow. Now look at my hand. Look at all the blue on it. That's crazy. One thing you got to be really careful when you're working with this stuff. It's super strong, super strong, super, super strong. Congratulations, Tara. Okay. So what's the next question? Okay. Everybody, wow, you see how it still has red on it? That's that color. I'm going to change my glove while we do this next question because a lot of this is just answering. Okay. So on Friday's event, what color Yeah, actually, if you guys win one prize, I mean, it's cool to know the answers, but if you won something, that's great. All right, Dee, welcome back. All right, so the next question, all right. When I was touching up my big resin piece, I painted the top of the resin with a certain color to yeah, you and Penny both won. Actually, no, it was it Pat? I don't know. John's keeping track of everything. So when I was painting the board, what color did I use in the Vivid Intense to paint that board? Let's see. Let's see who put it up there. Heather, you're partially right. Dalton, not quite. Marjorie Barnes, ding, 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 ding. In fact, I did use a color called teal indigo. And where is that bottle? Here. As a matter of fact, here is the bottle right here. Guess what? Who is it that just guessed the teal indigo? Marjorie Barnes. Marjorie, you get yourself a full 4-ounce bottle of Vivid Intense Teal Indigo. Woohoo! Congratulations. Still trying to get another glove on here. But when you have sweaty hands, it's almost impossible to do. Okay. In yesterday's swipe, if you guys were on yesterday, I did a resin swipe, and I base coated he states, who's he? You mean me? He. There's no he here giving the questions, honey. It's me giving the questions. I kept giving Buddy, I kept saying on that day, I kept painting over the top. I kept painting over the top, and I stopped and started because of the gloves. And those who actually watched the live will remember that I cannot get this glove on. My hands are too sweaty, and it will not let it on. It's not. Telling you what, lots of technical challenges this week. Okay. So somebody thinks that someone knows the answer to these. Luciana, you're having problems. I watched too. I mean, how y'all answering before he states a question here in the live? I must be the one. No, I must have said it so many times. Yeah, once your hands get sweaty, it's really hard to get them back on. But that accident, I did not want that blue all over my hand, or I would have messed up everything I was trying to do here. All right, so Tara wins that phthalo blue. Yeah, actually, I like powder coated gloves, but these black ones that come up real long, they don't make them in the powder coating that I found so far. And I like them, have them coming up my wrist and protect my arms. Depending on how you're watching, there is a little tiny bit of lag. And I apologize for the lag, guys. Depending upon where you're located. All right. All right. So yesterday, I did a resin swipe. Those of you that watched yesterday, only people that were here yesterday, I apologize. Okay. I used a color for my base coat. I used a Vivid Intense color for my base coat. Do you remember what it was? People aren't answering so quickly this time around. What color did I use on my base? Victoria! Looks like Victoria, well, Marjorie Barnes, but Marjorie, you just won something. So Victoria would be the next person. In fact, I did use Titan Teal. This was the color that I used for the base coat. I love this color, okay? So who was it? Victoria. Victoria Metzger, you just won yourself a 4-ounce bottle of Vivid Intense Titan Teal. We're giving away some real prizes today, kids. We want to have people have fun, and I'm trying to get all this done in case my juice runs out, because I'd rather leave this broadcast early and get all my questions and prizes done and give you guys a chance to get some food, get a little coffee going, because Britt Clayton's event starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and she's fabulous, okay? You think it's Friday. It's not Friday. Who said she thinks it's Friday? Oops, I was thinking Fridays. Sally Dalton. Yeah. Victoria, 4-ounce bottle of the Titan Teal. Okay, so what is the next one on our list? Okay, Casey, you already know this, so you don't get to, you wish it was Friday. I wish it was Friday too. I'd like to go back to have a whole weekend to ourselves. What two colors make peach? How do you make a peach? Yeah, you can't answer that, Casey. You know the answer to that. We already know yet. Well, pink and orange. Let's see, orange and red, pink and yellow. Sharon McCabe, you are correct. It is pink and yellow, but you can also use, and basically, pink is technically a red violet family. So, yellow and pink, you are correct. Who said that first? Sharon McCabe said that first. So, if I have a yellow here, boy, this is a really bright yellow, right? And this is a pretty bright pink, but this already kind of has a peachy tone to it. This is that cotton candy, and it is already going to give you a peachy look. So uh, typically it is yellow and pink. The more yellow, it's going to look like a red coral. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pink is technically in the red violet family. Where else would you put it, right? It's guessing is fine. We just want to give everybody a chance to win something here, get some goodies going. Green and beige. That would not make peach, but green and beige may be pretty together. That makes kind of a khaki. No, the secret phrase was my event was Saturday for the affiliate event. This is just a watch party sparkle to have some fun, get away some prizes, get some people in here. Maybe we get some of our affiliates to come in and chat everybody up, and then we can put the link up. And I think Casey can help me do that. As we get towards the end of the broadcast, Casey will put a link up to Britt Clayton's channel where it begins today. Since you love pink so much, how about, we do have a Titan Peach. By the way, who won this? Who won this one? Was it McCabe? Who won this one? Because guess what? You're getting a whole bottle of Vivid Intense Titan Peach, right? A 4-ounce bottle of Vivid Intense Titan Peach goes to the winner of telling us it was Sharon McCabe. So, Sharon, you are getting a bottle of the Titan Peach. Woohoo! Okay, so let's try this out. I mean, this is a really bright yellow, okay, but it's a clean yellow, so I know I can start with a yellow. Now, I already know this is kind of a ringer. I'm going to show you what I mean by this. The cotton candy has kind of a, let's see a little piece of paper here. I'm going to try to put them on the same one. The cotton candy, to me, my eye already sees a peachy tone to it, right? So I feel like I would be cheating. See if I can get a little water on this thing by putting it in there. Obviously, if you mix the cotton candy and the yellow, but see how that almost goes towards the, see, there's still blue on my finger. These gloves, I got a lot of blue on me. It kind of goes towards that tone anyway. So if I put this in here, like I said, it feels like a ringer. I know I can put a couple drops and we're going to make a beautiful peach. Now we got 3 drops in there. Okay. But what if I didn't have a pink? Now, see, with that much yellow in there, and that Hansa yellow is really, really strong, okay? The more yellow, you're making a coral. So it looks like if I wanted to turn this into a peachy, that's okay. Oh, we have somebody here. Absolutely beautiful. That's okay, sweetheart. I do these lives 3 days a week, and part of what I'm doing is color mixing, teaching people how to make colors, right? So now that made a really bright coral. That yellow is super strong, okay? And we can put probably really pretty with some interference violet, but I'm out of it. I don't think I have any interference violet here. Do I? Oh, I do. Okay, now if you put interference violet in here, it will bring the pink back. because we know, oh, I use the mellow yellow, which is basically bright Hansa yellow, and the cotton candy. Now I added a second little dose of cotton candy. Now it's a really, really bright coral. I mean, that's kind of almost a neon coral, right? Now watch what happens when we add the interference violet to it. And I'm only going to use half of this. I only need a 1/16 of a teaspoon in this much. But we know that the violet is going to change how this is perceived. See how it already brings that pink back? Let's put some polypore. A little bit of polypore in there. See, the interference violet pinks it up a bit for you, right? But what if you wanted even more of a pinky peach? That's a really pretty color. So this is the cotton candy. I'd say basically 1 part mellow yellow, 2 parts cotton candy, some of that interference violet. But what if I wanted a more delicate peach, right? What if I wanted it? Thank you, John, for putting up the link to. Now, is that just a link to her channel, John, or is that to the actual event that's starting in what? Starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's do another little cup, and we'll do it in the reverse, okay? Now, I could start with this. I could do the cotton candy bit. Like I said, this is kind of a ringer. What if I had to do it from scratch, right? Like I had a red violet. Now, dancing fuchsia, that's a really crazy red violet color. Let's start with, let's say, quinacridine magenta, which we call the pure magenta in this line, and the vivid intense quinacridine magenta. The name's already been used. If you mix beta honey and red oxide, well, we actually have a color called golden nickel. You're trying to get the quinacridine magenta, the quinacridine gold. We already have a color called golden nickel. And we have quinacridine gold, quinacridine actually in our vivid intense line. I found a workaround so I can still make it honey. So we have it in the vivid intense and we have it in the purely pigments. But if you're trying to make it from scratch, you could start with a red oxide. You do have a point. And add just the right yellow to it because there was a quinacridine gold that was the issue. Okay, so I'm putting 2 drops of magenta in here. Quinacridine magenta. Okay, I don't have any varnish in here, so let's get some varnish in this cup. Yeah, there's the link to Brit's channel. That'll start at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is in about, what time is it right now, guys? We're at, did we make an hour? Good. So I really only have a half hour to go, I think. Sadly, my tablet gives me Eastern time. So I kind of have to look backwards. It's telling me 13:29. What time is that? 1:39 Eastern. Yeah, her event starts in 45 minutes. Okay, so here's some quinacridine magenta. Technically, it is considered a red violet, right? It's a red violet. But if you added white to this, or interferences to this, right, it would make a pink, because Michelle had said she didn't know it would work that way. So let's be more careful with the yellow this time. We'll do what we did with the wooden stick. Trying to find one of those smaller sticks. I need to really reset my table up, get some time, spend some time on my table resetting it up. I'm just going to put the yellow on the stick. I can always add more, but I can't take it away if it turns too orange. What I'm trying to do, let's get a little polypore in here. I'm trying to turn this into a peachy pink. A peachy pink. We're making a peach, sweetheart. You can't actually make red. You do realize that red is a primary color. I don't think that's what you meant to say. You're not making red. We're making a peach. Red is a primary, and the only way it can be made. Oh my God, you're not going to believe who's on the back of my chair. Just for 1 second. Harley, say hi to everybody. He has been kicking Jasmine off the back of the chair. If you guys watch the first few episodes, first couple of weeks, Jasmine always sits in the back of my chair. And if I move back and forth, she's right there. For some reason, Harley has been kicking her off, deciding he wants to be part of this, but he doesn't last very long. And then he tries to get up on that. Yeah, he can be a pain in the neck. But my lovely little man who keeps me company. He is very feisty, if you could only tell. All right, let's go back to this color that I'm making. So I put a little bit of yellow on the tip of this stick, right? And I've got the pure magenta in there. Now, there's not much yellow on the tip of that stick, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather add more yellow than have to take it away. So here's a little more yellow in the stick. I don't want to risk a full drop. I'm just trying to turn this into a peach. Oh, it's starting to get that peachy pink. But I want a peachy pink. This is more of an orange corally pink. I want a peachy pink. I think one more little bit of yellow. And again, this is what I'm doing in my lab, guys, when I'm doing stuff. I'm testing how much does it take to make something. Ooh, this may make it too coral. Okay, well, there's a peach. Let's add some interference violet to this also. The toughest part is when it's hard to choose another line. Thank you, Luna. That's very sweet of her. She's basically saying, once you play with color art. Yeah, but my goal when I'm making these products is try to fill in the spots that I don't see on the marketplace, right? I want to make stuff that's never been done before. So here's what I call a pinky peach versus more of a corally peach, right? And so you kind of have an option. The more yellow, the more coral it's going to go. The more pink, or like the quinacridine magenta, which is a pure red violet, right? Yeah, I know, digital. Well, thank you for saying it's a top choice. We just love being part of the collection for you guys to play with our products. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Okay. So trying to think of some other questions, John, because I feel like I'm running through these so darn fast. Is there a question that we missed? Okay, we got the difference between primary elements in resin art, how to thin down the PE. Yeah, Patty got both those in one fell swoop. How many particulate sizes, name of the blinglets. What does the coating do? How do you deep a turquoise? I think I got them all. Now, John has a question for everybody. He came up with this question himself. And I don't know if there's really one straight answer for this, but if you guys can answer what he felt the answer should be, then I'll give it to whoever the winner is. So here is John's question. And you guys are all talking about it right now. So his $1 million question is, what do color art products do for you? Somebody answer it the way he answers it. So the question was, what do color art products do for you? Oh my God. What? How did you guys know the answer right off the bat? How did you know? I love Color My World. Yeah, because that's our logo. Color My World is the logo, but the first person to say, now, McCabe, you've already won something, honey. So, Andrea Shirley, if I'm correct, she's the first person to say, make me happy. And that's actually John. How did you, how did you know they were going to answer it that way? Okay, so this is kind of a big prize. In the Bling It line, we have a set called the Glass Wing Butterfly set. Now, that is actually named out of an actual butterfly that comes from the Amazon, whose wings look like cellophane that has translucent, happy endorphins. You're right. That it looks like transparent cellophane that's got a coating on it, that's got an iridescent coating on it. And so we have a set called the Glasswing Butterfly. And is it Andrea Shirley? You just won yourself a $69 value Glasswing Butterfly set for basically getting John's question correct. I wasn't so sure about that. I mean, I'm like, are you sure they're going to say make me happy? Oh my goodness. So, Andrea Shirley, will I explain the membership? Absolutely. Okay. So, around middle of March, we started a membership drive. And who asked that question? Explain the membership. Let me get up to the feed so I can see who asked that question. Mark Cummings. Okay. So, it was around March, middle of March. We found out our rent was going to triple here. And the landlady at the same time, after 18 years here, wants me to move. And we needed to raise capital. I did a presentation with the Twinkling H2Os, our watercolor line that we sold years ago. Very, very, very popular line. And what we'd like to do is kind of retrofit the warehouse to get pouring those things again. So it came from an idea of one of you guys, one of the viewers that said, why not have a club for color art addicts? Okay. So the cards are still up there. And why the cards are still up there is we created these cards where you could buy in everybody who purchases, and I don't care if it's a housewife mom of three and she could only afford $100, or a couple people, actually several people, have spent the $1,500 and they get $3,000 worth of product. What I do is I'll send you a gift card code that's for product only. You'll have to pay for your freight because it varies from where you're at, but the gift card will pay for product. And every time you use the card, you email me or text me and say, Leslie, a couple people messaged me last night. I used my card. I spent $179. I'll send you back the balance. Right now, I'm doing this manually. The membership software, we did a test drive. We did a drive on the test. We did a test on the test site. It's now installed on the website, but I had the release of this set and this event coming up this weekend. So sometime in the middle of the week, I'm going to organize it so it sets at tier 3, 2, 1 is the highest tier. Now, I think it was Mark. I just remember everybody's name here. Anybody that joins right now as a founding member gets every perk. So, what are the perks? Okay, I'm getting this sorted out, but let's say next week there's a button that says join Color Art for $19.99. Okay. We're going to try to code the software to where immediately someone who joins, it automatically deducts 1% off your orders. It's not a code. You don't have to put in a coupon code to do it. It'll take it off, right? Then we are, once you get to the first level, which is $1,000 spent, it'll automatically add 3% discount. So 3 and the 1 will make 4. Okay. You get to the next tier up, which is another $1,000 in spending, and adds another 3 up there, and then you're at 7. Okay. The final top tier, all the founding members will get automatically 10% off their orders. It'll be programmed in the site as if you were a wholesale customer, we have teacher rates, right? So you'll get a special rate. You don't have to use a coupon to do it. In the meantime, there are people now stacking their cards because they know that I'm not going to be selling it at 40 or 50% off. We did that to raise capital to get this set up and to like handle the landlord's triple rent, right, which was going down. And uh, so eventually that discount's going to go away. Now, what we're going to do on those cards, the 40%, 40 to 50% really deep discount will go away. But what I will do, I'm going to put up on other member cards because people may want to buy their way up. Okay. And Mark's going to say, well, but why? What are the perks? Discounts, private classes, and then the sampling program is probably the biggest deal. And that only comes at the top tier, which means when you sign in as a founding member, eventually when you're checking out, you'll have a box to check that'll say, hey, I'm an Art of Color Club member. It's going to ask you to put in a code and it'll automatically print on the invoice. Please send me the color art sample of the week. Okay. And that doesn't matter. If you put in 5 orders that week, you'd still get the color art sample of the week. And that'll kind of change every week. Now, what are these samples? They could be full-blown samples of a purely pigment color. As a matter of fact, here was another lab accident I was going to show you guys today. It came out this incredible Kelly green. So people that like green will actually be able to, it might be the color of the week. It could be primary elements. Also, what's interesting is when I'm making colors and I have like boxes of lab samples here, I want to take them down and have them be samples you guys are getting. So you might get a color of a prism pour that never ever made it. No, the discount's not permanent. The card, the discount's permanent on the card till you use it up. So if you spend $295, you get a $500 card. That card is good till we go out of business, okay? And you can keep spending everything on your 500 and then that's gone. But the membership discounts that you get in those tiers, they are going to be permanent when it goes to the 1%, 3%, 7%, 10%, okay? Now, what is the benefit of having that 10%? Well, you add the affiliate code, you immediately have 15% off, okay? Sometimes the affiliate codes might be 10. Or if we discount a product on the website, and right now if you go to the Color Play page, we have some of our primary elements sets already marked down 7%, which by the way, you can use your card code to buy right now. And you're actually would be getting 47% off of the product if you're using your card codes. But a lot of people are buying these cards in advance so they can stack up their money and get a lot of money on their balance. And I just have to figure out a way to make it automated. We have to make this automated. But the affiliate codes are given away by affiliates. Like Sheldon happens to be in the feed right now. If you go to his channel and watch his video, he has an affiliate. Yes, Audra. Let's say you are tier 1 and you are automatically getting 10% off. It's built into your order. You add the affiliate code to your order, you'll get 15%. Or if you had a product that's 7% off, then guess what? That's 22%. Okay. So the point is, we don't want recreational users to come by and always get 20, 30% off of our product. We're going to give it to the people that support us. We're working together as a team. And we have, somebody's already asked about that. We started a Facebook group called the Art of Color. And then there's the Art of Color Club. The Art of Color is it's a basic group. It's for anybody to go in who's working with color art products and wants to know about it. The Art of Color Club, as we get this thing built out, I want to be able to go in and do private videos and teaching things for you guys, for the members. And we're still figuring out the technology there, if it'll allow me to film, actually do a live in a club, in a group or not. I know it'll let me do it on a business page, but we want to have a sampling program. We want to offer you guys at least a few free color theory classes, something that I can give you to take away. Some reason I was never allowed in the, what do you mean not allowed? You have to be, their invitation has to be agreed to, honey, so we can work that out. That's just a Facebook thing. All right, so it's 15 minutes. Brit starts in 30 minutes. No, Brit starts at exactly 11. Yesterday, Priscilla Batzel started 11:15, but today Brit is on at exactly 11 a.m., which is 15 minutes. So Britt Clayton's channel is about to start our event off this Sunday. Um, I don't know if there was something else I wanted to show you. I really wanted to talk about. I had so much stuff I wanted to do today, but no, honey, she's right at 11 a.m. sharp. Everybody, the first person starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. By the way, Sheldon, I cannot wait to see your piece today. I'm so excited. Last event, if you didn't get a chance to see it, Sheldon did the most beautiful brush painting. It was a squirrel peeking out of the little hub of a tree with beautiful leaves around it. And he's such a fantastic brush painter. We've been trying to convince him to do prints so we can all buy prints. Because even yesterday, Casey said, "Oh my goodness, have you sold it yet? I want to print. You want to print. We all want to print of Sheldon's work." So watch him today, but take a look at the last event. It was in our January event. He did a fantastic job. I can't say no. There's no more secret words today. My actual date as part of the event was yesterday. So the event begins today at 11 a.m. Britt Clayton's channel. She'll have the secret words that continues it. Now on the website, if you go to the website, there is a tab at the top that says Carnival of Colors. There is a place now. Right now, you got to scroll to the bottom of the page to find the form to fill out the secret phrase and submit your name to the secret phrase. Okay. I have no idea why it's staying 28 minutes, honey, because she starts at 11 a.m. So, could just be the way she's got it set up. And if I got off a few minutes early, I'll warn her that it's saying that. And maybe Casey, you can send her a message. Thank you, Marjorie. Yeah, somebody message Britt and let her know. She knows she's on at 11, so maybe she just set the time wrong and she can go in and fix it. So Luna, Casey, Sheldon, reach out to Britt. People are saying it says it's starting at 11:30 and it's not. She starts at 11 a.m. And she can go in and fix that really quick. So it'll start at the right time. These are all pre-recorded, so it's not like she's going to come on live like me. So Mark, hopefully I've answered some of your questions. In past videos, I have explained it more. If you email me, John will put that link up of my email address. I'll be happy to explain more and send you all the perks that are part of it. The website does have a lot up. If you go into the Color Play Live section, it says Art of Color Club, Color Play Live. It's kind of sharing the page with the Color Play Live deals right now. The top has the card and the explanation of the membership. And by the way, we did put some sets in the Color Play Deals page this week for you guys. We got a bunch of Primary Element sets in there at 7% off if anybody's looking at getting them. So no, she does not start at 11:15. She is due to start at 11. Someone please talk to her. So she's first. Oh, okay. So Casey, seriously? You think it starts at 11:15? You're right. We can't reset up everybody. Yes. So you're going to email me about the prize. Okay. And we will get back to you via email and I will give you the what you need to say in the box. My name is so-and-so. This is what I won. Carnival of Colors, Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, basically. So, yeah, I want to get those goodies to you. And Harley is being a good boy. He's staying right here. Harley, say goodbye. He's not going to meow for you, I promise. Jasmine would, but he's not going to meow for you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I don't want to risk my battery dying. So I am going to get off now and give you a chance to go get some food, maybe get a cup of coffee. I know he's been very clingy lately. He wants to be by me room to room, but that's okay. He's still a baby. He's 1.5 years old. Thank you guys for joining me. I love you a bunch. Thank you for supporting our event. There's 50 of you in here. Make sure you go over to Britt Clayton's channel. Stop moving the chair. Harley's trying to sleep. Well, that's okay. And I thank you guys. And now our next event is in July, and we're deciding third or fourth week in July, depends on who's got vacation. So we do these events once every 3 months. Okay. I love you guys. Hugs and kisses. Thank you. Happy Sunday.